It sucks morning people, I'll say that.
Yeah. Or
Who was on my porch? What do you mean?
there's nobody on our phone. It's probably just somebody going by,
Yeah.
walking by.
Of radiation was released, which is not enough to cause radiation sickness in those outside the immediate area of Chernobyl, but it does increase the risk of cancer by 1.8%. However, a 2006 study done by the International Atomic Energy Agency calculated that due to the sheer culmination of radiation, the exposure was more like 10 million REM, which likely caused at least 4,500 deaths from cancer.
You want to see if there's a delivery outside? I didn't hear anything,
No,
but
nothing. We got a stack of mail though. Looks like, oh, there's a cup. Looks like something.
there is something?
Yeah.
Oh my!
I have no idea.
Let me see. It says fragile.
Stainless steel insulated tumbler for women. A tumbler? Like a glass?
Huh? Tumbler?
A tumbler.
I don't know what this is.
Let's open it. Unboxing. Oh my goodness.
I'm trying to figure out. It's fragile on it.
Fragile. Must be French. Or Italian, sorry.
Probably.
It must be Italian.
I need a knife.
You need a knife?
I need a knife, boo. Wait. Wait. Stainless steel tumbler.
Yeah, a tumbler is a glass.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I have no idea what this is. Okay. It's a cup.
What's on it?
It has Yoshi on it.
Oh my god!
Thanks, Jules.
Fucking Jules. You're hilarious. Okay, that's pretty great, man. I have to admit that that's awesome. Okay? That's fucking great.
I love this, Jules. It's
Yeah.
Fat Yoshi.
That's amazing, okay?
Shout out to the Yoshi Army.
Yeah, we'll rep that. That's a great cup, dude.
That's a great cup.
You gotta use that all the time now.
I do.
That's awesome. That's great.
You want to wash it out?
Is that Jules' merch?
I think it might be.
She has merch. That's awesome.
Made with love, please handle with care. Thank you.
Oh my god.
Here, can you wash this out?
Yeah, I'll wash it out.
I'll put my Dr. Pepper in
that's
it.
nice, dude.
That is, isn't
That's
it?
heavy.
I know. Is that her merch?
I think that's her merch, dude. That's amazing.
That's awesome. Thank you, Jules. That was sweet of you. Good morning, my skinny queen. Tell Rev to start sharing the food. You're gonna wither away. I still wish it was the wish list stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's a nice surprise too, though.
I actually like that a lot.
And that covers it?
Yeah.
You just push that.
Exactly.
Wow.
I really like this actually.
That's a nice
This
cup.
is a nice tumbler actually.
Keeps your shit hot and cold.
Yeah, let me put it on a bigger vid for you to see.
Wait a minute.
Frickin' Jules. I love it.
Yeah, that's a 10.
I love it.
See, because I always loved Yoshi as a kid.
Me
Okay,
too.
I loved Yoshi as a kid. So that's nostalgic.
I'm putting my Dr. P in here.
Go for it. That's a
I'm
nice
gonna see how
cup,
cold
dude.
it can get.
That's really nice. Yeah, baby. Watermelon. Bill?
Actually, we really like it, actually.
I do too. Just 10.
Keeps a good amount of drink in there.
How many ounce? That's like 18-ounce cup or something?
Yeah.
18?
It's a nice, it's nice.
I think it's 18 ounces, I'd say.
It seems to make it really cold, too.
Yeah. I mean, it's got, it's like, you could tell it's insulated. Yeah, it's like colder than it should be.
Yeah. I like this. Thank you, Jules.
Yeah, that's a 10, Jules. That's
Thank
awesome.
you.
Thank you very much.
Now all my drinks are going to taste like Jules. Mmm. Drag sent it, not Jules. Oh, okay. Thank you, Drag.
All right. Thank you, Drag. Yeah. No, it wasn't him.
Oh, no, it
I
wasn't
bet it
him.
was Jules.
It was Jules then.
I bet it was, yeah.
Only she would do this.
Yeah. I like that graphic. I like that graphic a lot.
Yeah, actually.
The Pudgy Yoshi.
I'll wear her t-shirts.
It's cool. Yoshi Army supporter.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, those cups will keep ice in a cup all day. Yeah, I like it. It's nice.
Good, it's a good quality cup, dude.
It really is.
And the print of it, like the print is high quality print on there too.
Yeah, she did a good job with that.
Whatever company did it.
Yeah.
Or I don't think she makes her own tumblers. I mean, that
Maybe
would,
she does. I don't know.
I mean, that would be cool. But I think it's like a Teespring type of deal, probably.
I'm honored to have a Yoshi cup.
That's awesome.
Yes, I'm honored.
I love the graphic. I just love it.
I do too. It's awesome.
Yeah. It's Yoshi, but it's a variation on Yoshi. It's not exactly Yoshi.
Exactly.
I like it.
Me too. Back to Chernobyl.
Okay.
Chernobyl. At least 4,500 deaths from cancer.
That's fucking horrible, dude.
That's
That's horrible shit.
You can drink without anybody knowing what.
Yeah, we never get booze, so.
No, we never get booze.
We never get booze.
Why have booze when you can have cannabis and hemp products?
Hemp for us.
Yeah.
Hemp.
For now.
Yeah, that's what we gotta have. Which is actually probably more expensive than weed.
Probably.
In the long run. But it is
milkshake over booze. Correct.
A blunt over booze drag. A blunt. Granddaddy Perp blunt. You would be in heaven, drag. You ever partake in the plant, drag not. I was getting these Granddaddy Purple joints out in Colorado at exclusive cannabis place. And they were, oh my God. I like had a flashback, I think.
Oh, okay.
So good.
Sir, the most harmful radiation from the blast happened in the first weeks after the explosion.
Oh, Gorilla Glue.
Even 15 minutes following the explosion, it was measured that the radioactivity had...
Gorilla Glue is the shit.
Gorilla Glue number 9 or whatever, number 8.
Number 3.
Number 3? 3. That's 8. That was a great strain.
Gorilla Glue is good shit.
That's a great strain.
Yeah, that's a good strain.
You like your dabs.
had dropped to 1/4 of its initial value. After 1 day, to 1/15. After 3 months, to less than 1%. As part of the Soviet Union's radiation containment plan, 5,000 tons of lead, boron carbide, sand, and clay were dropped over top to entomb Reactor 4. In addition, an entire square mile of forest surrounding the site was cut down and burned to try to reduce the radioactivity near Chernobyl, and just as importantly, to stop it from spreading. Once the massive fires were put out at Chernobyl and people were moved, the next emergency became the need to drain the tanks below Reactor 4. There were 43 million gallons of water sitting below the still burning nuclear reactor. The firefighters who had first responded had actually tried to drain the water, but were unsuccessful. The emergency was that the core of the reactor was actually still melting, and it was heading down towards the huge pool of water that, if mixed, would have caused a second enormous steam explosion. The story is often told that the 3 men who went into Reactor 4 to drain the tanks of water were heroic volunteers who knew they were likely going to their deaths. Many people believe they chose to dive below the reactor to open a valve to release in order to save their country. But
Fucking heroes.
Like the guys at 9/11, really.
Yeah, man.
It's 9/11 level shit.
That's a great gift, I gotta say. It is. I love these things.
Yeah, that's a 10 gift.
Yeah, this fault. And then go to Logitech Brio.
We're good now.
It looks like it's good. There
You go. Yeah.
That was messed up, man.
That was, I believe, an audio driver crash.
I don't know why I did that.
That's just a system thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Andrew Leatherborough. Sounds like an Englishman.
See, I'm awesome because I can freaking do that shit real fast.
Yeah, I know you are. You are awesome.
I'm a problem solver.
You definitely are.
Andrew Leatherborough.
40. The incredible true story of the Chernobyl nuclear disaster explains that the divers were met with radioactive water
This is
up
a
to their
gift.
knees as they waded through
It's
the
a
dusty
tumbler.
basement, walking through a corridor.
It's a tumbler.
Yoshi cup.
Yeah, it's a Yoshi cup.
But that's uniquely Jules' Yoshi, I think.
That is
Like,
Jules
I think
Yoshi.
she made that, I think.
I think she may be. That was sweet of her.
Yeah. It's cute.
It's sweet of her, and she probably did it to piss off Carrie.
Probably. That's fine. You can use us any way you want to get to Carrie. It's fine. Because I knew she was no good from the start.
Dang.
I knew it.
Stuffed with myriad pipes and valves. He said of the group's objective to locate the correct valve, it was like finding a needle in a haystack.
I think it might
And
be a
yet
merch,
the
yeah.
determined divers did it anyway. The group of men are often referred to as...
Okay, thanks, Shanny. It really is cute and very nice of someone to do.
Yeah, it's a
It
nice
is.
gesture. Very nice. Because it's a nice cup. That was probably a $20 cup.
Yeah, that's nice.
That's not a cheap cup.
No, I really like this.
I know, me too. I love Yoshi, so. And now that Jules is like, we're good on good terms pretty much, it's like, it's nice to love Yoshi again.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I love Yoshi.
Yoshi.
Love him. Cute.
as the Suicide Squad. as their
The
expected
Suicide
survival
Squad.
rate was so low.
One.
One of the men was the engineer Alexei Ananenko, who wore no other protection against the radiation and the radioactive water
No.
except for diving equipment.
That wasn't on
Alexei
this.
said, "I never felt like a hero. I was doing my job. I was ordered to go there, so I went. I wasn't afraid." Initially, reports claimed that all 3 of the men had died from the exposure to radiation. But in fact, all 3 survived.
Wow. No. It wasn't on my Amazon wish list.
No. No, I'm pretty sure that's probably from Teespring or some merch
Yeah.
site. And
I'm not
she
sure where.
And she ordered it first.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. Which was sweet.
They described their immense joy and relief upon fixing the problem, saying, "When the searchlight beam fell on a pipe, we were joyous. The pipe led us to the valves. We heard the rush of water out of the tank, and in a few more minutes, we were being embraced by the guys." One of the divers passed away in 2005, but the 2 others still have survived to this.
The person who bought it from you said it was $13. Well, it's nice $13. I'll say that.
It's very nice.
I love different cups and stuff.
That's a $20 cup,
Yeah.
in my opinion, by just the feel of it.
Yeah, it's
That's
nice.
You know what I mean? That's gonna last you.
Yeah, exactly.
You're gonna drink from that for a long time. So that's cool. Like it's sort of like an endorsement for Jules' channel.
I don't care.
It's fine.
I like it.
I think it's cool. It's sweet. I take it as sweet.
Yep. I do too.
Yeah. What would you do if you had to go shut off a valve in Chernobyl? Holy shit, drag. I would probably shit my pants. But I would love to believe that I would be brave enough that if I was needed to do it, because there was no, like, I was a needed individual, that I had the strength to fucking do it, I would do it. Yeah. To save my countrymen. Damn it.
That's right.
That's an act of, Jesus smiles at that.
Exactly.
Self-sacrifice for others. So my answer, drag, is that I pray that I would have the courage to do what these people did.
Would you at least make love to me first?
Type of bravery, you could have been military police. Yeah, MPs are awesome people from what I know. What, Shanny?
Would you make love to me first?
More than once, yes.
Thank you.
And we'll have like a steak dinner together. Go to Ruth Chris Steakhouse type food place.
There you go.
Okay? And you go to the spa.
Yeah.
And we go to a movie and stuff.
There we go.
And then I help save the planet.
There you go.
Okay.
That works.
That's it. Then I'll see you in heaven.
Stay. Because of their brave actions, they prevented another, possibly even more deadly, explosion. Aforementioned expert Leatherbarrow emphasized the dire necessity of these unlikely heroes' actions, saying that, regardless of how anyone might try to downplay the importance of what they did that day, quote, "They still went into a pitch-black, badly damaged basement beneath a molten reactor core that was slowly burning its way down to them."
Badasses.
Some experts on the Chernobyl disaster later explained that, had this trio not stepped up to prevent this potential additional explosion, half of Europe's population could very well have been wiped out from
You
the...
want the link, Petty Patty?
I would not send Shanny. Christ. What kind of a man sends his wife into a job like that? Are you kidding me? I'm gonna watch her bleed out of her ears and eyes and mouth? No way. Are you fucking kidding me?
He gonna protect me.
Yeah, you ain't going into the bathing radiation bullshit.
No.
No way.
impending catastrophe. To make matters worse, the scope and range of radiation that this could have caused
Patty wants
may
it.
have left a huge chunk of Europe completely and utterly uninhabitable for up to 500,000 years in its wake. The first person who fully understood the gravity of the situation of Chernobyl was Valery Legasov.
Shanny, have you been able to find out if my concerns about your wish list were justified? We don't know yet. We haven't received anything
I'm
yet.
starting to suspect that you have a point.
Yeah, I'm starting to suspect
Because
that
I
too.
would think we would have had some of these items by now.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
Yeah.
It could be that it's just held up, and
Yeah.
that happens too.
I mean, it is still like, they're still probably delivering everything from Christmas and trying to play catch up. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Just give it time.
Yeah. We'll eventually find out.
Legasov was a Soviet scientist and member of the Academy of Science of the USSR. and became chief of the Investigating Response Commission of the disaster. Prior to the explosion at Chernobyl, he had championed the need for better safety measures
I
at nuclear
obviously
power
hope
plants.
that I am wrong. If not, I've gone through so many fucking things that it's just okay. Like it's not the biggest deal in the world. What?
The Grinch is better than Shanny for Christ, and it's a Yoshi, fat Yoshi with the fuck.
Fuck you, Jules.
The fuck? Oh my god.
It was Legasov who first insisted that all of Pripyat be evacuated, and without his input, the death toll from direct radiation would have...
But I'm glad that I could give you a heads up on it. Yeah, thank you, Melly, on that.
Yeah, thank you.
People equal shit.
In a lot of cases, man. In a lot of cases.
have likely been much higher. He and the commission looked into the possible causes of the disaster, as well as ideas on how to prevent this type of catastrophe in the future. While they investigated, they couldn't stay in a hotel, and ended up living in an evacuated hospital for the mentally ill.
What?
Legasov eventually suggested that liquid nitrogen should be put under the reactor in order to try to cool the core. This turned out to be a mistake. However, as the core never melted through the concrete, and as a result, this actually resulted in more contamination for areas in Belarus.
Oh no.
On April 26, 1988, the anniversary of 2 years since the Chernobyl explosion, Legasov committed suicide.
Aw.
It was one day before he was meant to present the findings of his investigation into the disaster. There are conflicting reports about where he hung himself, whether it was in his apartment, the stairwell of his apartment, or his office. What isn't contested is Legasov's mental state after finishing his investigation at Chernobyl. He was under immense pressure from the Soviet government to censor his findings, but instead, his documents revealed previously unknown facts about the Chernobyl disaster. Many believe that his commitment to share the truth about Chernobyl brought more stress than he could handle. Following the disaster, the men in charge were taken to court, and a 3-week trial ensued. The 3 men were 51-year-old Viktor Brukhanov, the plant director, the chief engineer Nikolai Fomin, and his deputy Anatoly Dyatlov. Brukhanov had become the plant's director at only 34, and was described as a well-liked, soft-spoken man. Before the disaster, his supervision brought Chernobyl to a higher standard and was used to exemplify USSR's success. After the trial, they were all found guilty, charged with the gross violation of safety regulations.
I think it's really shit, but the Amazon wishlist is prone to be messed with. What I think is shit is it takes the opportunity to purchase an item for those who are serious. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it sucked, but I mean, I think this is why they were so honest to make the list, to make a problem.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Just so they could see me rage.
Yeah, which it's not going to work. It's like it
No.
would have been a blessing if we got this stuff, but we're not going to cry in our sleep because of it.
Yeah.
It is what it is. It's okay.
Yeah. Shit happens.
If it shows up, it shows up. If it doesn't, it doesn't. It was a blessing. If it shows up, it's a blessing.
Mhm.
If it doesn't, it doesn't.
Yeah. God's will.
Yeah.
The judge was quoted as saying, "There was an atmosphere of lack of control and a lack of responsibility at the plant." Viktor Brukhanov was sentenced to 10 years of hard labor, plus a concurrent 5 years for his abuse of power, the maximum punishment, as the resulting deaths and destruction were seen as solely his fault. Nikolai Fomin and Anatoly Dyatlov both received 10-year sentences as well.
Right. That is a great attitude to have. Yeah. It's just like the things these people do doesn't shock us anymore.
No. If there's a way to mess with something, they're going to figure it out. And
Yeah.
they're going to do it.
Yeah.
So it's like, fine.
Well-
we didn't even have the wish list forever. And it's like,
No.
okay, we'll finally do it. And then it's the whole reason was to just mess with it and troll it. Fine. Then we don't have a wish list. Whatever. But
Yeah.
that's how I feel.
Mm-hmm. Me too.
Whatever. It's fine.
For criminal mismanagement. Though Fomin received the same sentence as the other men, he was actually not even present at the plant at the time of the explosion and was on vacation. None of the defendants showed any emotion beyond bowed heads when their sentence was passed, even though the courtroom was filled with the weeping relatives of those who had died at Chernobyl.
That's
The trial
awful.
concluded that the disaster was caused by both the flaws in the reactor and human error. But despite this, Anatoly Dyatlov is now often viewed as the villain of the Chernobyl disaster.
Wow.
He was likely the most experienced engineer working at the plant, but he was also reportedly a dictator to everyone who worked below him. In fact, many of his colleagues outright detested him. It was reported that the night of the explosion he knew there had been a large power drop, but still continued to conduct the dangerous tests. Because Dyatlov demanded that the workers follow him without question, no one protested out of fear of disobeying him, and thus, they went on to complete the tests that led to the explosion. Even though Brukhanov was the director, many believe that Dyatlov was to blame, as he wanted to rush certain protocols in an attempt to become the boss. Because of this, he was remembered as an arrogant narcissist by those affected at Chernobyl. After more investigation into what actually caused the nuclear meltdown, it was discovered that the reactor had design flaws that were out of both Brukhanov's and Dyatlov's control. The Chernobyl Reactor 4's
Hi,
design...
Nicola. How are you?
How are you?
It's doing good today.
It's kind of overcast and shitty.
Yeah.
It's one of them.
Hi, watermelon baby ghost.
Hey, baby, go. Oh.
Aw.
Hey, little baby. Hi. She's purring.
She's such a good baby ghost.
Yeah, we really bonded, me and her, I think.
I know.
We bonded. Did we bond? Huh?
That's sweet.
I think so.
She's like, I love you.
I love her too. She's my good girl.
Good, just relaxing with my hubby, having some Subway for supper. Too lazy to cook tonight.
Oh my God, I wish we could get something. That'd be awesome. We need some foods.
I'm listening with you and plucking my eyebrows. Yes, queen.
If you could get some kind of foods, what would it be? Mexican foods.
You want Mexican? Taco Bell?
Well, I mean like Mexican, Latinoteca.
You want Latino? Ah,
That's what I would want, yeah.
okay.
Like an enchilada. Oh,
I did dig that.
that'd be so
It was
good.
unique to many other nuclear power plants, and the resulting flaw was that it occasionally generated intense and unexpected surges of power if any steam bubbles in the reactor core were allowed to form. It was this design flaw, coupled with
She was
human error,
complaining
that
about
led
that
to the
sneeze.
explosion.
I don't know. I think she loves me. Okay.
She does love you.
I don't think it was too bad to her.
No. She forgives you, I think.
I think she does. She's been licking me.
She's a good girl.
Yeah, she's a good girl.
Adding some historical context to the devastating oversight, the design flaw and later disaster were a direct result of Cold War isolation. Because the USSR was operating without much contact with other countries, it did not have the same types of safety features that other areas were utilizing. The specific design issue in the Chernobyl reactor has never been an issue in other nuclear power plants, and the disaster led to massive reforms in safety for industry in the USSR.
Well, I guess that's
The
good.
former president, Gorbachev, said that the Chernobyl accident led to the fall of the Soviet Union
Wow.
more than his program of liberal reform.
Wow.
Today, the people who are still living in the vast areas of Russia and
Man.
East...
God, that place is beautiful.
That's a huge statement.
Yeah, right?
Gorbachev himself said that the fall of the USSR was due to Chernobyl. That's a big fucking statement. Wow. I
That's-
never heard that
That
before.
is so beautiful.
Russia's amazing, especially St. Petersburg, man. It's
Yeah.
just insane looking. Like, you gotta admire that architecture.
Oh,
It's amazing. shit.
I love architecture. I love all different art forms, though.
Yeah, you love just art.
I do.
All art.
Ingenuity of men.
It's cool shit. Absolutely the best. Cool as shit.
Beautiful. I love the colors.
Yeah.
Eastern Europe are affected by the explosion from 30 years prior.
Wow.
Though not directly nearby, these areas were still affected by the massive clouds of radiation all those years ago. Children are frequently born with birth defects, sometimes very severe and with rare cancers.
That's horrible.
These poor children's mothers have spent their lives growing up in areas where the radiation permeates much of the water they drink and the food they eat. They themselves do not suffer the drastic physical consequences, though many report being frequently ill and fatigued. It is their children whose bodies display the harm of radiation. Some of the physical defects can include children born without limbs or with painful abnormalities, or even one case where a baby was born with 2 heads.
Shit.
The greatest illness, though, appears to be the cancers which these children are born with, or with predispositions to develop at much higher than normal rates. A pediatrician, Dr. Rachel Furley, treats many of these children in Belarus, and she reports that about half of the 800 kids she's helped have developed thyroid cancer.
Oh,
Yet,
bless.
some who are originally from the area have actually moved back, even knowing that they are exposing themselves and their descendants
Why?
to levels of radiation.
Man.
One such person is a 62-year-old woman named Valentina. Her family lived in the area near Chernobyl, and following the explosion, she had initially left. But now, she has returned to live a mere 30 kilometers from the exclusion zone, along with 180 others, most of whom are elderly. Valentina has said, "I don't worry about my health. We don't fear the radiation. For us, it doesn't matter where we die."
Okay.
With a history of tragedy,
That's
it may be
psychotic.
surprising
Kinda
to
like
learn
Australia.
that the area of
People?
Chernobyl has a huge tourist
I don't care
business.
if my house falls in.
For many of us, the idea of visiting
alright.
the bleak and destroyed area would not be appealing. Yet, people from around the world have come to catch a glimpse of what remains of the town and the surviving evidence of the disaster. Since 2010, Chernobyl and Pripyat have been declared safe for visitors and have since become an integral part of the recent phenomenon of dark tourism. Dark tourism describes the fascination many travelers have to visit places that have seen tragic or horrific pasts. Other areas besides Chernobyl that are popular for dark tourism are Nazi concentration camps or the 9/11 Memorial.
What
the
the
Ukraine
fuck?
president, Volodymyr
Dark
Zelensky,
tours?
made Chernobyl
People
a
are
tourist
morbid.
area in an attempt to mend the area's negative reputation.
Yeah.
Zelensky said, "We must give this territory of Ukraine a new life." His official website says that Chernobyl is a unique place on the planet where nature revives after a global man-made disaster, where there is a real ghost town. We have to show this place to the world. Scientists, ecologists, historians, tourists. When tourists visit the area, they have to go through a screening process before
Zelensky
and
says
after
make-
to check
make
for radioactive
Chernobyl great
particles. Experts say that there are risks.
Come and have some radioactive soup at Chernobyl today. Make Chernobyl great again. That's his slogan.
And we gave him billions of fucking dollars to defeat Russia.
Zelensky, yeah.
That's fucking
Who
dumb.
knows how much money we
He's
got?
fucking dumb as shit.
I don't know, man. They look pretty weird with the shirts and the deal. They didn't look like politicians, but I'm not saying that's bad or anything, but he's got like combat boots on and a t-shirt, the president.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, alright.
I'm gonna fight these motherfuckers. Alright. I don't think we should be involved, period. At all.
Well, that's my take on it, too.
See, like, I'm glad you agree with me on that, on foreign policy. Like, people would, like, Democrats would call me isolationist. I don't give a shit. Like, I don't think we should be getting involved with foreign countries' affairs, in general.
No.
Unless it's a Hitler-type scenario.
Yeah.
We should not get involved, ever. It's their own fucking country. Like, if they can be look, if Putin can just go at the front door of the country and go, look, we own you now, and they can't defend themselves, and they have been, apparently, they should not need our fucking money to do it.
No.
If they can't defend their own country with their own money, look, sorry, but you lost the game. Like, that's risk. You know?
Mm-hmm.
People would say, well, you're letting Putin become a global dictator. Maybe. If that happens, then we go after Putin, obviously. If he starts acting like a tyrant dictator freak, you know? But that's insane that we got to be the policeman of the globe. I think that's bullshit. And that's, I'll always feel that way as a libertarian, really.
Me too.
Yeah, you too. And I can't say libertarian anymore because it's disgusting what they were trying to do at the age of consent. So I can't even support them anymore.
No, I don't
I don't
support
know.
any, like, political party anymore.
Yeah.
That's how I feel, Andrea.
Yeah, of course.
Still associated
Steve
with
Buscemi
visiting
on
the
9/11.
area. But radiation
Yeah.
exposure is minimal if people remain in the areas that are deemed safe, as some spots have
shit.
not been fully decontaminated. Some tourists have been exposed as being disrespectful to
Yeah, I like that. That's dystopian type of photography right there.
It's pretty great looking, ain't it?
Yeah, I like that, actually.
Post-apocalyptic
It-
shit.
Yeah, that's an Instagram photo.
Fallout.
Yeah, bro.
That could be Fallout.
Mm-hmm.
Fallout 5, because it's going to look so insane. I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
That could be Fallout 5.
There we go, Fallout 5.
Yeah, it's a screenshot.
The area by
War.
What's it good for, baby?
taking Instagram photo shoots there. Obviously forgetting that Chernobyl was the site of a
Oh,
disaster
she is doing an
that ended
Instagram
in a
shoot
massive
there.
loss
Yeah,
of
I
life. Tourists are able to visit the Chernobyl exclusion area, but only with a guide. And they can even enter the control room of Reactor 4.
What?
They're advised not to touch anything while visiting, and to never sit down on any objects within the cordon. Today, the area is overrun with wildlife, including moose, deer, wild boar, and wolves.
They have multiple heads.
In fact, the population of wolves is 7 times higher than that of other wolf populations in nearby reserves.
Huh.
But the overall levels of wildlife are still fairly low, which is a good indication that the radiation in the area does still affect the animals and plants. All these decades later, the disaster has hardly dissipated. Over 30 years after Reactor 4 exploded, radioactivity still plagues Chernobyl. Though the levels have dramatically decreased, there is still some left today. 97% of Reactor 4's radioactive contents are actually still inside. The other 3% is the radiation that was released during the explosion and leaked into the surrounding area. Today, a concrete sarcophagus sits atop Reactor 4 in an attempt to contain some of the radiation.
It's just cancer.
It was quickly built in only 2 weeks and is actually currently crumbling. Andrei Glukov, the worker who was at Chernobyl following the disaster, is now part of the massive project to design and build a structure that will eventually be moved to be a shield around Reactor 4. When the structure is installed, it will be assembled by robotic machinery to prevent human interaction
That's
with the
actually
highly
cool.
radioactive reactor. Though the project is ongoing, it could take up to 30 more years to finally complete.
Really?
Wow.
Jesus,
The
God,
last
that's a huge
active reactor in Chernobyl
project.
was officially closed in 2000, meaning that, following the disaster, the plant actually still produced electricity for 14 years.
What?
A spokesperson from the World Nuclear Association has said that the Chernobyl accident was serious and has resulted in long-term psychological and socioeconomic impacts for the people affected. However serious, nuclear accidents are very rare, and even accounting for these, nuclear energy has caused fewer deaths than any other form of electricity generation. In fact, many supporters of nuclear energy, as well as professionals in the
Energy.
field, urge the public to research more into the positive aspects of the power source. According to The Guardian, the IPCC, or the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, is also a notable organization that has openly advocated for nuclear power, explaining that some estimates show evidence that our nuclear capacity must actually double if we wish to have any hope.
Yeah, dude. Shanny, I just realized some hot chocolate would go great in that cup. Nicely hot for 3 hours. Right, Ted?
That's true.
That would be, ooh, yum.
I just love that graphic.
I love hot cocoa.
I don't know why.
Jules always had a soft spot in your heart.
What? It's
true.
It's just a graphic, though.
Hope of preventing further climate change ramifications. The same article posits that the scary potential consequences of nuclear energy mishaps, as exemplified by the Chernobyl incident, have frightened many people into opposing the practice altogether, fearing a similar outcome. However, it states that, while nuclear energy has risks, it is also primarily, quote, clean, safe, and hugely efficient. It is still unclear where the future of nuclear energy is heading, but after witnessing the devastation that the infamous Chernobyl plant wreaked, proponents of the developing industry will most likely need to do some serious damage control on nuclear power's damaged reputation before the general public will open up to the possibilities of further embracing or enthusiastically funding it. The disaster of Chernobyl has left a lasting memory and sparked in many a fear of the consequences of radiation. It still fascinates us to look back at the best-known disaster of the 20th century as we try to understand how it could have occurred. Whether or not you're brave enough to go and visit yourself, there is something we can all take from the Chernobyl disaster. The importance of learning from the past to avoid repeating the same mistakes in the future, as well as the consequences that come from being reactive after a disaster strikes,
Okay.
rather than taking the necessary proactive steps to prevent such an avoidable outcome.
How about we find something better than nuclear energy? Because I think Einstein was right. We shouldn't do it.
I think he is too. What was it called? The laughing. What?
Yeah, I don't know. I just said, you could click on that one, but
It got.
it did something different.
Maybe it'll go down here if I do it.
Okay. Bubbles.
Bubbles.
I love Bubbles, dude.
I love you.
He made a porno.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did. There's an episode that they make a trailer park porno. He had 2 chicks, man.
Damn.
Because Ricky,
Well, good for him.
he's like, you don't know how much money we can make on. I can't say that. I don't think.
Yeah, don't.
It's horrible.
Yeah.
Manhunt. They need to bring Manhunt back, dude. The game. How has Rockstar not made a new Manhunt game? That's nuts.
Let's see. Laughing.
Serial killer.
True crime. Let's see. Maybe they'll have that. But it looks like him.
God.
It does look like him, though.
That was the sketch. I mean, it's accurate, though.
It is. How about laughing serial killer?
Laughing, come with us, or explore with us.
Okay.
Fuck that guy. Ugh. That was a horrible case to listen to.
Chief police trying to get out. It's a chief police killer?
Chief of police killer? Oh man, that'd be disturbing as fuck.
Yeah.
That would be really messed up.
Well, I can't find it. I apologize, my love.
No, it's okay. Just man, chief of police killer. That's insane.
YouTuber turned mass murderer. The insane case of Randy.
Man, we should do them. Go down the list of all of these crazy YouTube murderers. There's like multiple of them.
Yeah,
Shanny.
I know. It's crazy.
YouTube killers.
I'm going to release my bipolar.
That dude. There it is. Did we see that?
I think we did, actually.
Did we? Okay. Man, we really dug in this shit. Quite a bit.
We killed that bitch? What the fuck? Okay, let's go to the top. What was it? Chief police. There we go.
I mean, that's horrifying.
This is Grant Harden,
Watch.
48, known as a loving family.
Whoa.
What was that?
Paradise Lost.
Paradise Lost.
Oh my God, I can't do I can't do Casey Anthony. I seen everything start to finish with it, and it makes me ill because I think she did it. She at very least let it happen. She let her kid die, I think. Like, that's gross. I can't do it. Child murder, Robin Hood Hills.
I don't know if I can watch any of this stuff. They look like all like...
Pay for a documentary.
Yeah.
Bro.
Well, we'll do the fucking cop. See what
Yeah, this is gonna be
fat
fucking
fuck has to say.
horrifying.
This is Grant Harden, 48,
Oh yeah.
known as a loving family man to his devoted wife Linda and their 16-year-old daughter. Grant also had a long but
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, we could do that next.
He's a achi ouchie. Okay.
We got to do that. I want to see that chief of police one on. Ouchie. There you go.
The most radioactive man in history.
All right.
Ooh, Shredded Hand did one.
Wow.
Well, then never mind. I won't do that one.
Pretty graphic.
I'll do this one.
Oh my God, Capcom.
Yes.
Street Fighter. Sorry.
When I was a kid, my dad would tell me not to worry about making mistakes, because mistakes are an opportunity to improve. You take the experience,
I'm enjoying the
analyze
cup
it,
as well.
and then move on and apply what you've learned.
I like
Some
those.
mistakes are so devastating and destructive that there's no coming back, no learning, and no correcting. We can only look on in horror as everything slowly disintegrates. In 1999, Japanese nuclear worker Hisashi Ouchi and his colleagues made a mistake while working in the nuclear fuel conversion company in Tokai. That mistake would lead to Ouchi being bedridden and unable to move for 83 days, where he would endure a sickening series of increasingly more painful
My God,
injuries and
he's
illnesses,
disappearing.
which would cause his body to slowly decompose while he was still alive.
That's
What the
insane.
fuck?
In a constant state of searing pain and suffering. This is his story.
Wow. Some Mission Impossible music.
It is.
Video.
You're cute.
I love you.
I love you. You make me happy.
You're a very cute girl.
Baby.
That was fun.
That was. We should do that again.
On the morning of the 30th of September, 3 Japanese nuclear technicians named Hisashi Ouchi, Yutaka Yokokawa, and Masato Shinohara arrived at the JCO nuclear fuel conversion facility in Tokaimura for their day's work. The JCO plant wasn't a power generating facility, but rather one which created the fuel rods for other power plants. They did this by a process of converting uranium hexafluoride into uranium dioxide. This would be the Tokaimura plant's first batch of fuel in 3 years. As such, there were no dedicated trained staff for this role, and whichever technicians happened to be available at the time fulfilled this role. The approved procedure to make this fuel is that the uranium powder is dissolved in nitric acid in the dissolution tank. This pure mixture is then pumped into a much taller storage tank called a buffer tank. It would then be slowly transferred into a wide tank called a precipitation
That's
tank. where it
awesome,
could be
Andrea.
mechanically
Be
stirred.
happy with your fiance. That's
The
great.
design
Yay.
of the buffer tank prevented
Yay.
the fuel from going critical because of its tall
That's so
cylindrical
cute.
shape and the fact that the mixture wasn't properly mixed yet. The purpose of this design was to control the flow of mixture into the larger precipitation tank to prevent the mixture from going critical as it was stirred mechanically.
Okay.
The approved concentration of the uranium powder for this process was 5%. 3 years prior to this date, the JCO company had modified the official procedure so that the uranyl nitrate solution could be made in stainless steel buckets by hand, rather than placing the ingredients into the dissolution tank.
By hand?
This was illegal and against government regulations,
Damn.
but had never led to any accidents due to the low concentration of
Yet.
uranium which was used.
Insane.
By hand.
Yeah.
That seems like a real bad idea.
Yeah.
Really, really dangerous bad idea. This is the most radioactive man in history.
Yep.
And he just starts decaying. That's insane.
It is.
When the 3 workers arrived that day, the plant was already 2 days behind schedule for delivery of the nuclear fuel rods. The company put pressure on staff to complete the procedure as quick as possible, and so the technicians modified the procedure even further. They were now mixing the uranyl nitrate solution in steel buckets and pouring it directly into the large precipitation tank.
That's so...
They were also using a
No!
uranium concentration much higher than anyone previously
That's
had
so safe.
in order to create the fuel as fast as possible. At around 10:35 a.m., after the precipitation tank reached 40 litres of highly concentrated uranyl
insane.
nitrate solution, the radiation alarm sounded,
Oh,
and the
shit.
3 workers reported seeing a blue flash. This direct
What?
radiation signaled that the mixture was generating enough heat to start a self-sustaining nuclear chain reaction and sent out blasts of gamma and neutron radiation. Ouchi absorbed the
You'll
highest
create a
dose of
black
radiation as he had his body
What?
pressed against the tank to assist in pouring,
Blue flame.
while Shinohara was standing on a platform pouring the liquid into the tank. Yokokawa was sitting at a desk a few feet away and received the smallest dose of radiation. The internationally acknowledged radiation safety limit per person per year is 20 millisieverts. The dose considered to be fatal is 5,000 millisieverts. Ouchi received 17,000 millisieverts of radiation, 3 times the amount considered lethal.
Oh my god.
Shinohara received
No, I never
10,000 and
seen this.
Yokohara 3,000.
We got a cup, Jules.
Thanks, Jules.
Did you do that?
I love this.
Yeah, I
This
love
is
it too.
amazing, Jules.
I love it too. It's great.
It's awesome. Fat Yoshi. That's correct.
I love it.
I love it too.
It's great.
Can you drink a Baja Blast out of it? Yeah.
Oh my God,
I
we'll
would
have-
assume.
Could we get some Taco Bell?
Oh, Jesus.
No.
Stop begging.
It's not big. There's a watermelon. Ugh. No.
Almost immediately, Ouchi and Shinohara felt waves of pain and
Hi,
nausea, and both
Zabunkers.
struggled to
Yo.
breathe, and the 3 men fled to a nearby changing room where Ouchi vomited and passed out. The 3 men were sent to the hospital, with the 2 most irradiated, Ouchi and Shinohara, quickly transferred to the University of Tokyo Hospital, as it had more modern facilities, more qualified staff, and cutting-edge procedures and treatments.
I want the link to buy it.
Yeah, she wants one. I don't blame her. It's cool as shit.
It is.
When the nurses initially tended to Ouchi, they couldn't believe that he'd received a fatal dose of radiation.
先生が下から上に連れてきてICU の中であったんですけども、そのまま個室にいつものようにストレッチャーで普通の入院患者さんみたいに入ってきて、1日で一気に日焼けをしちゃったぐらいの赤さを帯びてて、手がすごい腫れてて、でそっちが痛いっていうふうに言ってて。
He was also alert, talkative, and friendly. One of the nurses
Wow.
commented that she thought that he might be able to go home that day.
こう死なずに
God. I'm not gonna sell feet pics. That's weird.
No, it's more than that, Drag. I was donating plasma, and then my car got fucked. So I gotta figure out a fucking mechanic.
Mm-hmm.
That's my
リ
thing.
スクというか退院できる状態になるんじゃないかなってその時思いました。
It wasn't until the test results came back that the real problem was revealed.
Watermelon.
The human body is maintained by a function of many different cell types being shed or excreted, and then replaced by a new cell. Our chromosomes contain the instructions for the replication of all cell types. These instructions are incredibly important. The cell replication is
thank you,
impossible
Greg.
without them.
Thank you.
When the doctors examined Oichi's test results, they understood the size and magnitude of the problem. Normal chromosomes can be arranged and identified quite easily, but Oichi's chromosomes had been decimated by radiation, leaving them
Really?
unorganized, malformed, mutated, and in some cases fused. The radiation had literally ripped apart his DNA.
What?
It ripped apart his DNA and scrambled it. How did he live through that?
Oh my god, dude. Well, he doesn't. I mean, it's like his body starts to decay in front of people. This is insane.
Right?
It's like splinter cell shit. Like siphon filter shit. You
Never
know,
heard of such a thing.
This is nuts. This was a good suggestion.
Yeah, it is.
DNA and scrambled it to the point where the cell instructions were no longer usable inside his body.
What?
While his body could no longer create new cells, it did still have a supply of cells which had been created before the radiation had destroyed his chromosomes. This explained why his outward appearance looked healthy. When that supply of cells ran out, Ouchi's real nightmare would begin.
He would just decay.
Ouchi's white blood cell count plummeted to 10% of what is considered normal and healthy, making him very vulnerable to viral and bacterial infections. To prevent this, he was moved into a sterile room. Dr. Mayakawa was the doctor in charge of the team who would attempt to save Ouchi's life. Their first priority was Ouchi's inability to generate new cells. Without this, saving Ouchi's life would be impossible. After some discussion, Dr. Mayakawa suggested that the best course of action would be to try an experimental new procedure called peripheral blood stem cell transplantation. This is a procedure in which the healthy stem cells are harvested from a donor and then administered intravenously into the patient. The cells then migrate to the bone marrow and override the damaged ones, enabling the bone marrow to begin creating healthy cells again. The only issue was the donor would need to be a good match for Ouchi, and so they began testing potential donors.
This
Luckily
is
for
nuts.
Ouchi, his sister was a perfect match,
Okay.
and so healthy cells were harvested from her and administered to him through an IV. It would be 10 days before the team would know if the treatment was working. Knowing that the chances of success were slim, and the family were likely to cling to any faint hopes, Dr. Mayakawa allowed the family to see Ouchi on a daily basis in the hope that seeing his rapid decline would help them to accept the reality of what was happening.
で、真実を受け入れていただくという努力はしました。決して綺麗事ではなくてですね、やっぱり、そのすごい放射線による障害ですので、見た目にもやっぱり大きな変化が起こりますから、それはそれなりに真実として受け入れていただくように毎日毎日見ていただいてましたけどね。
Ouchi seemed either in a state of denial or obliviousness about his condition, as he asked the nurse, "When you're exposed to radiation like this, is there a risk of contracting leukemia or something?" Demonstrating that he didn't understand, that it was unlikely he would live long enough for leukemia to kill him.
Oh my God,
if he
bless
did
that
contract it.
man.
Over the next few days,
Wow.
Ouchi would deteriorate as his skin cell stores were quickly exhausted.
That's
As his skin
insane.
lost its elasticity and solidity, it began to fall off, and staff noticed that whenever they removed medical tape, it would also peel thick pieces of skin away from Ouchi's body.
Oh my God.
The doctor then stopped any further use of medical tape against his skin. At times, Ouchi would struggle to breathe, as fluid started
Later,
to build up on
Huda.
his lungs. The team considered putting him on a respirator, but after seeing him tell his wife how much he loved her, they decided to wait and allow them both time to speak for a little longer.
大内さん、多分その頃はすごいいろいろ体のだるさとかが出てきて、お話しするのも多分それこそ、お話しするのもこう力がいるっていうか、そういう感じだったと思うんですね。それでもなんかこうちょっと優しい口調で少し笑いながら、
That's
奥さんに愛してる
beautiful.
よとおっしゃってて、
Jules can't post links, man.
でもそういうのがやっぱり
Oh, no.
伝わってくると、私たちは辛いですよね。
It would, however, be very short-lived.
Jules, DM me your link and I'll put it in
Yeah, man.
the chat.
Like on Twitter or whatever.
Yeah, Twitter me it. Tweet it. Twitter it.
Tweet it. Tweet.
Tweet it, girl.
Tweet DM it.
What would happen if you had to donate your bone marrow so Rev could live? I'd do it in an instant.
I love you. Done. Okay. This is a song that never ends. It goes on and on, my friend.
Some people started singing it, not knowing what it was, and they continue singing it forever just because this is a song that doesn't end. Yes, it goes on and on, my friend. There's Jules' link
Oh, cool.
for anyone interested.
Creatorspring.com. Okay.
There you go.
Cool.
I love Liam Chop too.
I did too. Lamb chops, play along. Come on, everybody, and sing the song. Lamb chops, play along.
Sherry Lewis was the shit.
Yeah, I really liked her. I love that show, actually, for some weird reason. I don't know why I love that show. It was so
Right.
fucking stupid. But it was the theme song, probably as part of it.
Exactly.
Lived as the next day, Ouchi could no longer breathe, and he was intubated and given respiratory assistance. While nobody knew for sure what would happen to Ouchi, the staff understood that he was unlikely to survive, and he was very likely to deteriorate. The family visited every day, and each day they would fold a paper crane. They wanted to put a crane by his bedside, but the risk of infection was too great.
I love you.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Success.
Ah.
10 days after Ouchi was given his sister's stem cells, the test results came back, and Dr. Maekawa called a meeting to discuss the results.
Did he live?
Everyone was hoping to see his sister's chromosomes living inside his blood cells. As they peered into the microscope at his blood cells, they saw two
maybe.
red dots, which signified that the sister cells
That's
were
sort of
alive
a
and healthy.
Oh my god, that...
Ouchi was the first person in the entire world to receive this treatment, and it had worked.
Jesus
For the next few days,
bless,
his white cell count would
man.
continue to increase to normal levels, and the risk of infection dropped significantly. A week later, and Ouchi's skin began to deteriorate again, and an endoscope
no.
of Ouchi's intestines confirmed Dr. Maekawa's worst fear. Ouchi's mucous membranes had turned white and drooped down, signaling that they had died. The mucous membranes are responsible for absorbing nutrients and fluids from the food we eat. This meant that Ouchi would not be able to retain water and nutrients. By this point, Ouchi had become hostile towards the staff, and said that he just wanted to go
I don't want to
home.
hear about the wish list like ever again.
In an attempt to get answers, the team examined Ouchi's blood again. This time, instead of seeing the healthy cells they saw before, they saw mutated cells that had been corrupted by the radiation inside Ouchi's body. Ouchi's body had absorbed so much radiation when he was exposed that it had damaged the transplanted cells from his sister, even though there was no radiation source here anymore. The medical team and Ouchi's family.
So it literally... He had no supply of radiation, but it still destroyed the cells. Like, oh my god. That's so weird.
Were devastated. Shortly after, Ouchi began to experience gastrointestinal pain and discomfort as his body excreted 3 liters of diarrhea every day.
Oh god.
After 3 weeks, his intestines began to bleed from the wound where the mucous membrane had died and peeled away. It quickly became necessary to give Ouchi blood transfusions. On some days, he was given 10 transfusions in a single day.
Holy shit.
The team tried a variety of drugs to help improve some of the symptoms, but none would stay in his system long enough because of the diarrhea and bleeding. Ouchi was then transferred to a specialist bed for the critically ill. A bed which tilts to improve systemic circulation and to prevent bed sores from building up on his skin.
Wow.
Holy shit. Skin grafts.
Once Ouchi's skin had fallen off, he started to lose fluids rapidly. He lost approximately 10 litres of body fluids every day, which had to be replaced with IV fluids. In an effort to try and retain what little layers of skin Ouchi had left, the medical staff wrapped almost his entire body in medical gauze, hoping that this would keep the skin in place and help him to retain fluids. But it didn't help. His weeping and bleeding skin would exudate profusely, and the bandages would be completely soaked in blood and fluids in just a few hours.
Oh my god.
毎日毎日染み出しがすごくって、もう本当に
That's
半日かかるぐらいなんですね。午前中1杯とか、もうたくさんの先生に囲まれて、皮膚の処置をするんですけど、もうそれがすごくやっぱり痛い。
Yeah, I don't know how he would live shitting 3 liters a day
Jesus,
myself.
God, that's not funny, but it's like, Jesus. Shitting 3 liters of fluid? Diarrhea?
God bless that man, dude. That's awful way to die.
Whoa.
I would be asking for death at that point.
I
Yeah.
think most people would.
Yeah.
The
Some-
skin is just weeping off. Like seeping.
Oh my God.
Yeah, sometimes maybe.
Oh my God.
みたいで、もうその時は完全に薬をたくさん使って眠らせるようにはするんですけど、見てるだけですごく痛々しい方ですね。
Because his eyelids had mostly fallen off, Ouchi's eye would get dry and bleed. And due to the level of pain that he was in, he was given large doses of narcotics to help him sleep and ease the pain. Dr. Mayakawa spoke with Ouchi's family to advise that he was very unlikely to improve, and that he could get worse still. The family asked him to do all that he could to save Ouchi's life, but the only thing that he had left to try was massive skin grafts from lab-cultured skin. Dr. Mayakawa hoped that if the skin took, that it would help keep the fluids and buy them time to find other ways to help him. Unfortunately, due to the sheer volume of fluids lost through the exposed areas of his body, the skin grafts wouldn't adhere and they quickly fell off.
Oh no.
助かる見込みが非常に低いということが、客観的に誰の目にも明らかだ。ただし、誰もあまりそれは公に口には出しませんでしたけど、でもやはりみんな誰しもがそう感じてたと思います。ただ、それを誰かが言い出すと、
God bless them for trying to keep this guy going though.
Everything they could.
組織といいますか。
Cardiac arrest.
It had now been 2 months since Ouchi had first been admitted. He had undergone repeated blood transfusions, skin grafts. He'd been given stem cell transplants. He was breathing through the use of a mechanical respirator. His skin had rotted away. His eyes couldn't close even when he slept because he had no eyelids. He was bleeding from his intestines and he was in searing pain at all times. But he was alive.
Oh.
The massive blood loss and repeated transfusions was having a secondary effect. Ouchi's heart was pumping at over 120 beats per minute, the same rate as if he was running a marathon. The stress on his cardiac muscle was immense. And then, it stopped.
Boom. Yeah.
Due to the lack of a do not resuscitate order, the medical team were legally bound to do their best to bring him back to life again, and so they quickly performed cardiac massage. His heart started beating again, but then promptly stopped. The team administered cardiotonic drugs to his system, and after stopping and starting 3 times, it returned to a steady, yet very fast beat. The stopping and restarting of his heart had a negative effect on Ouchi's brain and kidneys. Function was beginning to decline. When Ouchi's family called to him, he no longer had any response, and he was entirely dependent on medical equipment for survival. While Ouchi's family had not yet given up, his body was telling a different story.
Dude, just let him
Ouchi's
go.
immune cells had become abnormal, and were attacking what healthy white blood cells he had left. In a short space of time, he had no white blood cells at all. Even a common cold could kill him in a matter of hours.
Wow.
Acceptance, yeah.
On the 81st night after Ouchi was admitted, Dr. Mayakawa gathered the family members in a visiting room and advised them that Hisashi Ouchi could not be saved, and that should his heart stop again, he shouldn't be revived. The family agreed and signed a do not resuscitate order
Good.
in
Good.
hopes of sparing Ouchi any more pain.
That's definitely the right thing to do.
Should have done
On
that
day
from the
83,
beginning.
Yeah.
Ouchi's wife and son visited him for the last time. The medical staff removed the gauze from his face so that they could look at him for one more time. And then, on the 83rd night of Hisashi Ouchi's brutal battle for life, his heart stopped and he passed away.
Wow.
Wow.
It's very easy to think of Hisashi Ouchi as suffering for far longer than he had to for no reason. Some people on the internet suggested that the doctors kept him alive against his will so they could test experimental treatments on him, that he begged to die. Some people referenced this photo in their articles and videos. None of that is true, and that photograph is from a medical textbook about burns victims. The truth is, the medical staff used every tool in medicine to try and save Ouchi's life at the request of his family.
Yeah.
The truth is, one simple mistake was the difference between a normal day at work and the most agonizing death imaginable.
Wow. Wow. That was
Wow.
insane, man.
That was insane, man. I didn't expect that. Holy shit. It's amazing he lived so long though after that.
Yeah, we should watch like a Dahmer thing. Like people have been requesting Dahmer.
No, I'm not watching Purple Aki.
Oh my god, that stuff is just over the top for Shanny drag. She can't do it.
No,
It's too gross.
I can't.
It's too gross.
Yeah.
Because you got boys.
So you want to do Jeffrey Dahmer?
I think we should.
Okay. What should I?
Can we get his interrogation? That would be fucking really neat.
I don't think so.
No. Interrogation room.
Do they have it? No,
No.
it's not.
That probably never came out.
Yeah.
Nuts.
Yeah, they don't have it. Sorry, boo boo.
Oh well.
I know you want to see it. Something is very wrong with Nicholas. I'm not crazy anymore.
Good to know.
He's not crazy anymore. Let's see him. Let's see what Nicholas wants to say.
Coming back or something? Explain to me how you showed him mercy.
I was like thinking about shooting him, but I didn't want to do it. So I was gonna walk down the hallway.
And did you end up shooting him?
Because they gave me a nasty look and they were about to run.
This video shows the Parkland shooter, Nicholas Cruz, being questioned by a psychiatrist. On February 14th, 2018, 19-year-old Nicholas Cruz opened fire on students and staff at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida, killing 17 people.
Jesus.
Cruz was a former student who meticulously planned the attack beforehand.
I remember his
Once
face.
he entered the building
Do you?
and began firing, he either pulled a fire alarm or it went off from the smoke from his gun. This caused confusion because there had already been a fire drill that day. Students were unable to seek shelter at hard corners, areas of a classroom that people could safely hide at if a gunman peered through the window or a door, because many of the classrooms in Building 12 lacked one, and furniture otherwise obstructed potential safe places. As the shooting unfolded, a code red was still not called due to confusion among school employees over who had the authority to do so. About 2:21 p.m., a staff member eventually activated a lockdown after discovering the body of one of the students and hearing continued gunfire. Afterward, Cruz managed to blend in with the fleeing students and escaped on foot.
What an asswipe.
Before he was caught.
Describe to me what, like, if someone knew nothing about guns, how would you explain to them what an AR-15 is?
An AR-15 is a long rifle, and it's used as a sporting rifle. It shoots in semi-automatic fire, and then there's fully automatic fire. Fully automatic fire is only meant for the military. No legal person is allowed to get it unless they have a firearms license or something like that in the state of Florida.
All right, and so, again, what's the difference between, for a complete novice, between a semi-automatic and a full automatic?
Fully automatic is continuous fire,
Okay.
and semi-automatic is single fire. So every time you pull the trigger, you only pull once.
Well, he knows his facts for being such a young dude.
Yeah. That's true.
He knows them a little too much.
Maybe.
He's a googles.
He's a baby.
Oh.
Yeah, she's
Oh.
a good baby though.
Get the lawn rub. Oh. Oh. She's like, fuck you, bitch.
Okay, fine.
Okay, fine. I'm sorry.
Whatever.
Okay, so does that mean you have to pull for each time you fire it, or
She's
is
so
it doing it
moody.
on its own?
So like that.
Okay.
Well, if you're fully automatic, you just hold on as long as possible until the rounds are completely empty.
Okay. Okay, I'll fill it. So, before you do that, I'm just going to check your reading, okay, a little bit. Do you like reading, Nick? Okay. And so, I'm going to ask you to read out a few things out loud. And I just want to make sure you can read all these questions okay, all right? So I'm just checking out your reading. So let's see. I don't know if you like African animals or anything like that, but this is a book.
I like it.
This is a book on. Let's see if I can find one that might be interesting to you.
anything really.
Do you like reading, or do you like animals, or what's?
I like animals.
Okay, let's do this one.
What the hell are you doing,
What is
dude?
he doing?
Is this like the
Highlights?
do you like animals approach
Yeah.
to like a fucking interrogation or some weird shit like that?
Yeah,
Do you like animals? Yeah, I like animals.
I like animals. Let me show you this latest edition of highlights here. All right, now you can get a monthly subscription to this. You just ask your mom. You know, this is beautiful stuff.
It's $12.95 a month.
It's $12.95 a month, and you see all these animals. It's wonderful, isn't it? He's like, "You're right, officer. I want highlights."
What the fuck?
I just want to have you read out a little bit for me. Here we go.
Yeah.
You might need your glasses because
You need me to take off my mask or anything?
Cheetahs?
So just start kind of here and read the first couple paragraphs for me.
I got it. Indeed, when it comes to the question of which land animal is fastest, a cheetah wins paws down. It relies on its record-setting speed to chase down prey. Unlike other cats, a cheetah usually hunts during the day. Cat does its best to get within 150 feet of its potential of prey, which is less than half the length of an American football field, and then quickly revs up to a sprint. If the cheetah succeeds in bringing down its target, it clamps its jaws down on the animal's throat, cutting it off its air supply. Before digging in, the cat usually moves its meal to an area by a tree.
Okay, you're doing fine. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure that I gave you this questionnaire. You could read all the questions, but I'm confident you can. So
I think 10th person.
What the fuck was that about?
I testing his cognitive ability. Like, can you read?
That was weird.
Watermelon.
You haven't seen this guy before? No, I haven't either.
No, we're just discovering it.
Pizza.
Pizza. Mexican. Oh, Taco Bell. Baja Blast.
Partially 10th?
you're right.
Yeah.
Okay, so you went there, and how many people were in your class?
Third.
Cruz is animated as he answers questions about guns, clearly a subject he is passionate about. Dr. Charles
He's
Scott
passionate
tests
about
Cruz's
that fucking
reading
gun,
comprehension
man.
to make sure he will be able to understand and answer the questions he will be asked. Before we continue with the case, I wanted to let you know that right now is the best time to get anything from my merch shop in preparation for the holidays. Whether it's a gift for a loved one, a friend, or
That's
just
a
for
cool
yourself
fucking
because you deserve it, StrangerLabel.com has everything that you're looking for. We've got hoodies, t-shirts, beanies, socks, and even mugs. Plus, almost every item in the shop was designed by me.
That was
So
cool.
head on to StrangerLabel.com
Good,
and use the code STRANGEHOLIDAYS to get 15% off your entire order. And don't forget, you can leave me a short message once you check out. I'll be reading your messages at the holiday dinner table.
That's sweet.
So, expectations are high. And with that said, let's get back into the case.
That's pretty cool.
8 people at a time.
30 per class, and if you
In JRTC in the morning, so we have different names for morning sessions in JRTC. The morning session I was in first year was really short. There was not that many kids, so we had a chance to speak, get to know one another, build up our confidence with each other.
Okay, so was your JROTC, was that your first class of the day?
Yeah.
And that's when you went, and I just want to make sure I got the years right, because you left there roughly when you hadn't quite finished the.
You can tell this was during COVID.
Yeah. Clearly.
Fucking hated having masks constantly on my face.
You might have to go back to that. But they haven't been doing it, so whatever. Whatever, man.
It was crazy.
Fuck that.
11th grade, is that right?
I think so, yeah.
And then
I was doing really well in that class.
in the JRTC? So let's talk about that. Who was your teacher?
You still have to wear a mask? Aw, I'm
Okay,
sorry.
and I've never been in
Sergeant John DeBarro.
a JRTC class, so tell me what happens in a JRTC class.
JRTC is the short-term definition of JRTC is Junior Officer Training Corps.
Okay,
It's supposed to make you ready to go in the military, because that's what I wanted to seek a military career in the K-9 unit, if not K-9 unit, then Army Ranger School. So I was trying to learn everything I can about the military.
Army Ranger.
So the first step was to go into JRTC, take a class, Army Marksmanship, because I wanted to experience that, just to get an idea of what it's like. And I learned a lot.
okay, tell me what you learned about marksmanship.
I learned how to shoot a gun. I learned how to zero in a rifle.
What does zero in a rifle mean? I don't know what that means.
It means to shoot dead center or shoot on impact, where you want to shoot your target. Like, see that model?
Yeah.
It
you want to shoot the top of that, you're supposed to zero it in, so you keep shooting it until you're able to get the cap off or something.
Okay.
That's when you're ready.
Okay. What type of training, gun or whatever, did they
We
use?
didn't do anything that you see on TV.
No.
No. What we did was we sat on a platform, like a little like green thing, and then we set up our rifles. We found these like little things around our arms, and we had some sort of air pellet gun, which I think functioned on CO2 gas. So we had cylinders in it. So we pull back the thing, and you're supposed to put it in the thing, and we're supposed to let go. And then you go.
He's a little too obsessed with guns, methinks.
Yeah. Definitely.
Like, he even does this stuff, like, down to the details. Like, he's in love with guns.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, his parents really should have taught him a little different than loving guns. It's okay to love guns, son.
He wanted to go military,
He did. He wanted to hurt people.
probably.
He wanted to know how it is to the thrill of the kill. He had the experience. He didn't stop. He killed 17 people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
He enjoyed this shit.
probably.
I guarantee it.
And it's supposed to hit the target about 10 meters. So we set up these like targets 10 meters. And there's prone, kneeling, and then standing.
Okay.
Oh, that one's good,
Different
Freddie.
positions you have to learn.
I've seen that one.
That particular,
How did they determine if you were a good or
you
not?
have to shoot a target at 10 meters the size of the diamond reported.
Okay.
They actually decrease in size over the years. I don't know if it's, I heard it's penny now.
Okay. So overall, how did you do as a mark in that class or in that JOTC? Were you
Well,
a
I
good
was in the
shot?
top. I was in the top one. I was probably the third or fourth one from being top in the class. The females are a lot better at shooting than men.
And that's because.
They're just better shooters.
Okay.
Even the Marines did their own study on that. It's true. Women are better shooters.
Females are better shooters.
I agree.
And so, anything else you learned in that class?
I learned leadership skills. I learned
Give me some examples of some leadership skills.
whenever someone's in need, you're supposed to go up to them and make sure they're all right. If someone were to challenge you in a fight, you're supposed to walk away from it. If you're marching and someone falls down, you're supposed to help them up. And if someone's having issues with some sort of class, you're supposed to help them out.
Okay.
You're supposed to stick up for one another. That's what they're about.
Okay. So tell me about that. You mentioned that earlier this morning.
So in order to go in the military and get a good job in the military, you have to score high on the ASVAB first.
Yeah.
What?
The ASVAB is a
The ASVAB.
crazy test.
Tell me
It
about
is a
some of the
quest.
questions and what it was like. Best you remember.
Here, I can write down some.
Okay.
I got into intelligence because of it.
I've never taken it, so I don't.
It's crazy tough.
Okay, give me some examples.
I didn't even do school, so.
See, I'm not stupid. I'm just
I don't know
crazy.
what question I could. Let's see.
The most disturbing thing so far is the fact that Cruz sounds like any other teenager, talking about his plans for the future. There is nothing in his body language or voice that would tell anyone he had committed such a horrific act.
It's like an everyday thing for him. I just don't understand why he didn't wait until he was in the military to start killing.
Yeah.
Like, he could have been a good green beret or
Something like
something.
that. Tough, really tough questions.
Let me see what you wrote here.
Those are just like small examples. It gets really, really complicated and tough.
So what is an H2O molecule? What's this right here?
What is H2? What is a H2O molecule of water?
Of water. And what would your answer be to something like that?
Hydrogen and what was the other one? Helium, I believe.
Okay, and then what does this say?
He's
who was Josephina during the French Revolution.
incredibly intelligent.
And what's the answer to that?
It was Napoleon's ex-wife.
And then this last one?
What's the square root of 256?
And what's an answer to that?
Do you think I still could march to a cadence? Probably not how I walk. I'm too wobbly on my feet. My love, take care of them. I have to go drain my,
Body area.
yeah, I have to drain my body.
Drain your body.
Correct.
Okay.
Of liquids.
Okay. I really love you.
You're handsome.
I love you.
I love you.
Like a lot.
Baby, you've had dreamy eyes on me all day.
That was really nice. That was really good. You're an amazing girl.
Oh,
Careful.
okay. I got it, baby.
Careful, baby.
Oh,
You got it. Psyche Val. Yeah, like this guy would go and talk to a shrink or whatever, and they'd be like, "Yeah, no, you're done. You're not well, dude." But in some cases, I think they take those people and they can turn them into sort of like assassins that they can use. No, I didn't say anything about your piggy. Playing with your mini male pig. That's awesome, Mountain Mama. I love baby pigs. Pigs are adorable, man. I have to eat chips or something. Oh, they have piglets. Oh my god. That's so amazingly cute. Male piggy now, hopefully. Yeah. That's just, I don't know. I have a soft spot for pigs. My dad loved pigs too. I think it'd be awesome to have a little piglet. But we have, you know, we have our babies, Watermelon and Gavin, and we love them. So that's the way that is. 5 hens and 2 roosters, so baby pig and chickens. Oh my god. That's awesome. I always wish I grew up on a farm, to be honest. You know? Because that's like a property you would never give up, you know, like a farm. But it is what it is. You're born what you're born into, and I had it real good, so I ain't complaining.
watermelon. You googles. Watermelon. Yeah. I have you googles.
Watermelon, go get Gavin's.
Oh, you're going all over. You're rolling over. You're rolling over like a googles. You're so googles.
His name is Henry. We adopted him 2 years old. River is one. Oh my god. Henry.
What a fluff.
She's a floof ball. My baby girl.
Hi, my love.
You feel alright?
No,
No?
no, I don't.
I'm sorry.
I'll live. For now.
Loving on her piggy.
Hi, Mountain Mama. Row.
Boys. Well, obviously there's them too, my god. That goes without saying.
Whew.
These are good girls.
I'm having some acid reflux today, bro.
Are you?
Yes.
I don't know. Okay. But would these be questions? Are these exact questions from that test, or just similar to
Just-
it?
Those are simple questions. I can't put it like
Okay.
give you one. It gets really complicated.
So, did you ever take any kind of psychology or psychology?
Oh yeah, I did take psychology. I actually scored pretty well,
Okay.
and I passed the test too.
Okay. And that was at the Dave Thomas campus?
OCLC.
OCLC.
Yeah.
And so
It's the only class
OCLC.
I actually passed any.
Okay. What kind of things did they teach in the psychology class?
Well, they didn't teach anything. It was just basically.
Ooh, that
we were
sounds
just doing things on the
delicious,
computer.
Mountain Mama.
What kind of topics on the computer
Oh.
were there?
People with mental health. Past
Fresh
tests,
farm,
such as
eggs,
the
and
one
bacon.
Where they practice this test on prisoners and guards.
Uh-huh.
So basically, what happened was there
It's
was
okay.
this test
God
back
will
in, I think the
provide.
80s
Wow.
or 60s, and they had like a bunch of inmates become security guards, and security guards become the inmates. And it didn't turn out well. Actually, security guards turned against inmates and treated them horribly, which came up with a theory that if you put someone in a
You have to
situation
grow your
where
own
there's
bacon
circumstances
seeds.
that
I don't
give that
blame you.
power.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a famous study, actually.
Yeah.
And
Bacon seeds.
any time where someone might have thought you were carving like a swastika on a table or something like that?
My friends told me to do that, and they did it as well. And I did that for attention. And anything that threw swastika or said nasty remarks about race or gender equality or anything like that, it was all for attention.
Okay.
And that magazine, I'm sure you know about it. Was like I had a magazine with a swastika on it for my AR.
Yeah.
I didn't.
We don't talk about others' children on this channel.
Jason Todd asked me if he wanted
We
to
don't roll like
draw a
that.
swastika on it,
No.
and so I said sure.
Okay, so he
I didn't think any of it.
People's children are off limits on this channel,
We were just chilling
man.
out. He said, "It's cool if I draw a swastika on your mag." I said, "Sure."
Was that magazine used on the day of the events?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it's fine.
Was it
Pour
left
it.
there like at the
That's
city?
fine.
I always saw you.
Okay.
And then someone told me I had a swastika on my boot. I did do that, but that was for attention.
Okay. When did you put the swastika on the boot?
Probably a month before, half a month before.
Okay. And what kind of attention can you get from having a swastika on you?
Oh, boy.
There you go, Mountain Mama. Yeah, you can brag about fur babies, but children just like respect their privacy. They wouldn't like you talking about them like that.
I try to stay away from it because I've been really, I was bad in that situation. I shouldn't even speak.
There you go.
That-
Negative or positive can be either way because the swastika was used Native American as a peace symbol.
Uh-huh.
And then when the Germans saw, I guess they took it up themselves and they made it into a symbolic symbol.
What
Which
the
was really stupid.
fuck?
It was a Native American peace symbol.
But when you would put on your shoe for attention, which of those two was it most likely to kind of connect to or represent?
Mostly peace.
Okay. And any other counselings that you can remember? You talked about Jared. Any
Yeah,
other?
there was like a woman that wanted me to get into chess. And she also wanted me to try a bunch of pillows, see if that would help relieve any stress.
All right.
There was also
And did you end up playing chess?
no.
Yeah. Or can you play chess?
It wasn't my interest. I didn't even play it right. I've only learned that I was playing wrong throughout my years.
Okay.
Cruz is desperate for attention and does not care whether it is positive or negative. He makes these statements almost dismissively, showing that he does not care about the possible impact of his actions. His tone of voice is the same as his subsequent answers about chess.
And can you play chess now?
Ooh,
I'm not very good at it.
fresh baked blueberry muffins, baby.
oh my God, she's killing me.
I know.
Like I need that food. Like
Mountain Mama, can you be my mama?
Perkins.
Yeah, can you adopt me and Rev?
That'd be nice.
Yeah. We promise we don't eat much.
Yeah, it's just little bits of food. Bacon and eggs and toast.
Oh, God.
Over easy egg so that it's like the gooey yolk.
Hell yeah.
Put on the toast. Oh my God, I want that so bad.
Oh.
Perkins food.
You know what? I bet Mountain Mama makes some damn good banana butter.
Oh yeah, I bet.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Did I eat all my Hostess collection yet? No.
No.
God, what do I look like? Chantal? Ooh, next year we'll have Milk Goat. Oh, you're so lucky.
Bro.
Oh, beautiful life you have. Hard work, but worth it at the end of the day.
Oh, cool.
What are, tell me what you remember about some of the different names of the chess pieces. What are some of the names?
We got the rook, we got the king, the queen, the knights. Oh, the other one. I forgot what.
Hostess, but we have Hostess pies here.
Bishop
Yeah.
Okay.
and the pawns.
Get them.
Okay. That sounds like all of them. And
Hostess pies.
can they do they move in different ways?
Yeah, they move in different ways.
Okay.
The knight goes like in like an L form.
Okay.
The king goes
Hi, Monkey
pretty much
Toast.
anywhere going.
Hi, Monkey Toast.
The queen can go anywhere on the chessboard. I think the bishop goes sideways, and then the rooks just go up or left and right.
Okay.
I think that's about it.
Do they allow you to play chess in here at all?
Yeah.
And who do you get to play chess with?
My sight doctor.
Okay. And are you able to? How do you do?
Terrible.
Terrible.
I think he's cheating something.
How do you mean?
He always uses his queen.
He always uses his
Yeah,
queen.
he always uses his queen.
What does
This
that
kid
mean?
is
I don't
so
think it's-
charming.
So the queen is probably the most powerful
You know,
piece on the board.
that's
He
the
uses
worst
it a lot.
thing about it,
He
is
always
these
gets
people are so brilliant and smart. And
He
they
communicates well.
Yeah.
He communicates really well.
And which
To
doctor
think
is
he
this?
killed
What's his name?
17 fucking
How do you
kids.
spell last name?
Uh,
K, you said?
Yeah, I call him Dr. K. I can't pronounce his full name.
Okay. Is he a treating doctor here?
Yeah.
Okay. And so you shared with me that you had this thought about shooting up the school.
For a very long time.
When did it first, and we talked about this earlier this morning, but when did the idea first pop in your mind, or you first think about it?
14, 13.
Age 13 or 14?
Yeah.
And what was it at age 13 or 14 again that this thought came up? Was it when you were
It was just
reading
a
the
thought.
books that we were
Yeah, I was reading the books.
Okay.
Yeah.
And did it ever go away, or did it kind of come and go? or
Come and go. Pop up in my mind one time and just disappeared for the next.
What seemed to make it come and what seemed to make it go?
When I saw violent videos on YouTube.
Okay, what kind of violent
Wow.
War videos.
The story about Sherry.
War videos.
Sherry
Go up.
Papini?
Okay.
And
No.
watch documentaries.
Okay, what kind of documentaries?
No, I haven't seen the
Let's-
story of Sherry
We
Papini.
could look her up next, maybe.
Yeah, we could. Bizarre, dude. He'd get off by watching war videos.
That's a concern. Like, you should talk to them.
And it's almost like he looks at people like his, like, NPCs he can shoot or something like that.
Yeah. But he's a good communicator.
He is.
Columbine Massacre documentary.
Right.
I think it was 42 hours or something.
Uh-huh.
There's another, same thing. I'll go with Virginia Tech.
With Virginia Tech?
Yeah, Virginia Tech. And there was one on Elliot Rogers.
Do you remember if you ever kind of searched out on the internet ways to do a school shooting? Yes.
I did my own
I know,
research.
right?
Yeah, tell me what research you did.
I looked up on Wikipedia. I studied mass murderers and how they did it, like their plans and what they got
Man,
and
if
what they
we
used.
had some hard liquor, you could take a shot every single time they said
And
Oh,
what
that.
did you
my
learn from
God.
that kind of study?
Alcohol
I
poisoning.
learned that the Columbine shooters, they had 3 guns that they used. They used High Point 9995, regular. They used a double barrel shotgun cut down, pistol grip. They used another shotgun.
Yeah, Sherry
And they used a Tech
Papini.
9.
I'll look her up.
From there. I learned Virginia Tech shooter. He had a tactical vest and he had 2 pistols, Glock 9s, I think. I can't remember. I don't remember what brand, but he went to the gun range and he sighted them in.
Okay.
And
And
I learned about Aurora Borealis. Guy used a Smith & Wesson MP1542. And how I know he used it, it doesn't even say on Wikipedia, but it actually shows the brand on the police documents.
okay. And so you could figure it. You figured that out.
Yeah,
What he used.
Yeah.
And when you said Aurora Borealis.
Movie theater shooting in Colorado.
Aurora
Okay.
Theater. What a psycho.
Right.
Used
And
to
were there
tip
any
for
lessons you
guys.
learned? I mean, those are sort of the facts of what they did. Did you learn anything from reading those facts?
Yeah, they watched the corners. They kept the distance away from people, and they went in as fast as possible.
Okay.
Wow.
And the police didn't do anything.
Yeah, isn't it, Drag? This is really like next level shit.
And what did all that mean to you as far as what you're
Seeing
thinking?
the inside of the mind of a
If I do go
fucking mass
on
shooter.
school campus, the police are not going to do anything, and I have a small opportunity to shoot people for maybe 20 minutes.
So I'm talking about.
With all
A
of the
small
documentaries and news
opportunity.
coverage available,
Maybe 20 minutes.
Absolutely no empathy for these people at
None,
all.
None. It's like that they're just meat sacks that aren't real. It's like a game. That's insane.
That's so weird that people can exist like that.
Yeah, is he on SSRIs?
I don't know.
Wow.
No soul.
No. Soulless.
Yeah, man.
That's the deal.
on mass shootings, Cruz had a wealth of information at his fingertips to help him in his planning. So many details were given that it actually enabled him to cause more devastation that would have been possible otherwise.
The days leading up to the school shooting, you were telling
Yeah,
me.
I already had the magazines. I had all the ammunition.
So it was already there.
It was already there. It was it.
So nothing special. You had to go out and buy it a couple days beforehand. Okay, you already had it.
Already had it. It's just the ammunition that I didn't have.
Okay, and so one thing is you had this vest and you put the ammo in. What else did you do?
I put the gun in one of the safety bags, gun bags.
Yeah, tell me what a safety bag looks like. I haven't
It
seen
kind of
it.
looks like that right there.
Okay.
See that red one? Yeah.
Yeah, where'd you put the gun in the safety bag?
The night prior, right after I practiced a little bit, sighted in.
Yeah, and where'd you go to practice again? You told me. I just.
In the backyard,
In the backyard.
like trying to imagine the recoil.
Yeah, that's right. That was at the Sneed's house. They had a place outside.
Yeah,
to do
he's
that.
cold too.
And you said you were figuring out the recoil.
Yeah.
Recoil.
Obsessed with fire.
Recoil.
Recall, recall.
Oh my god.
And so the night before, the gun went into the bag. And did anything else go into that bag? It was like a gun bag. What else?
That's it.
That's it.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
just the gun.
And whatever was on the gun.
And what was on the gun?
A grip.
Watermelon.
Grip.
What's that?
It's like I can draw.
Okay.
Baby
good.
watermelon.
Wait, and then give me a pen again. I'm
Absolutely.
going to show you all. For a sec.
Yeah. Just tell me about what a technical grip is.
So I had a rail system on it, so it looked kind of different. And you can put a tactical grip on it. It's just a grip. So you basically screw it into the gun
What's the point of having?
to keep it steady.
Okay.
And then same thing with the bipod. Bipod kind of looked like that a little bit.
All right. But you didn't use a bipod, did you?
That was already on the gun. I
It was already on it. Okay. And so.
Everything. And yeah, that's about it. That was on the gun. Oh, and what was it? The sling.
Okay. So what's the? You can hand me that back. Was the tactical grip already on the gun, or did you put it on the night before, or?
That was already on there for a
Okay,
while.
For a while. And the sling was on there.
Yeah,
as well?
I just recently put on the bipod.
Okay. And so when you had this, the bipod was actually on the gun when you put it into the gun bag?
Yeah.
Okay. And so that's the night
Baby,
before. About what time of night are we talking
I
about?
Pretty good.
Well, early morning, really.
Yeah, it might have even.
Yeah, I didn't get any sleep.
Okay. So this is on February the 14th, early in the morning?
8 or 9.
8 or 9 in the morning?
Not 8 or 9, no, it was 5:30. No, 5:30. And I sighted in at around 12 o'clock in the night.
The night before? Like on the 13th, or at midnight? You
Yeah,
mean?
midnight, yeah.
Tell me what sighted in means again.
Sighting in
Yeah, sighting in. What does that mean?
to get the bullet on target where you want to shoot at.
Okay.
I have to look at the rear front sight and then put the laser on top.
How long does it take to do that?
Jesus.
Can I try?
He knows his shit.
I'm still trying to understand.
Yeah, I'm trying.
Yeah, like he really researched this stuff.
This is the front sight. This is what it looks like on the AR.
How does he know this much about guns?
So this is a rear sight, the circle thing, and this is a front sight.
Okay.
And you want to put,
He learned
The laser
everything in a
just slipped
certain
right above
place,
it.
and
That's
he
your point of aim.
mentioned the name of it. I can't.
so this is what it kind of looks like when you're shooting.
Yeah,
target.
we shouldn't be teaching kids this shit.
I like that.
Okay. How does that laser?
Well, he was
how does the
pursuing
sight? How
going
does that
into the
help you
military.
in your shooting?
So when it's in the gun, it's stabilized.
Okay.
So wherever the red dot goes is your point of aim, because that's where the bullet's going to come out
Okay.
of the gun, and that's how you sight it in.
Right. Does it help in any way with the shooting?
Yeah, so right after you take it out, you put a bullet in, and then you actually fire, see if it actually shoots on. Where you just sight in and target where the red dot is,
Uh-huh.
and there you go.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, he
So
should have
that
just joined the
was
military,
the
become a
sighting.
fucking
How long
grunt,
did it take you to do the sighting the night before?
become a fucking Green
You told me
Beret.
earlier
Why did
yesterday.
you have the Army Rangers?
Then why didn't he
30
just
minutes? 30
wait?
minutes to an
I don't
hour?
know.
Okay. The night before, you're at the Sneeds. You're in the
Dude has a
backyard
trigger
for 30
finger.
minutes to an hour with the AR-15. You come back. What are you even wearing the
He
night before?
wanted
Do you
to
remember what you
kill
were wearing
kids
the
in
night
high
before?
school.
My JRTC polo shirt and khaki pants
Yeah. Why are you wearing your JRTC polo shirt?
to disguise myself if I do go in.
Okay.
Cruz answers the questions almost eagerly, and it confirms his earlier claims that he is motivated by attention.
Wow.
If I had all that gear on there, they would have called cops and held me out.
And then
Discipline,
wearing khakis.
yeah, I hear
Are
that,
you wearing
Greg.
the same thing the night before as you were wearing the day
You
off?
get ready to get up
Change
early,
clothes, or-
man.
Change clothes.
Okay.
I was wearing, before the day of the shooting, I was wearing a sweater, my camouflage shirt, my beanie.
This is the night before?
Yeah, like I told you, I used to cover myself.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
So when did you put on the JRTC polo shirt?
Probably around 12 o'clock at night after I sighted my rifle.
Okay. And again, you put on that shirt because?
To disguise myself so I don't draw attention.
Okay. Is it, I mean, you hadn't been there in a year or so, but is that kind of the same shirt they have for the most part, you think?
Almost every kid in JRC had that shirt.
Okay. Where'd you sit in the car? The back seat?
Yeah, back seat.
Okay. And,
I told her that I had musical instruments. I was in the orchestra.
okay. And
Okay.
how come you did that?
So I can get away with getting my guns in the car and going to the school.
Damn.
He joined the
Yeah, what did she
orchestra
say
just to put his guns
She said,
in.
okay.
Once you
Wow.
get
Wow.
to school,
This is
what's your next step?
He knew what he was doing, man.
Walk through the gates. Hopefully there's no security guards.
It's
What's
like
wrong?
it's just so elementary. You're
So,
like, yeah, I'm gonna
what
kill kids.
kind of,
You
haven't
know?
been
Yeah,
to school?
exactly.
So are there lots of gates, or how do you get to it?
3 gates.
Okay, and so where'd they drop you off?
The front gate of
Okay.
the school.
Front gate, and so is your backpack, like sometimes you can wear a backpack like slump on your shoulder or
Yeah, it was
something?
in front. I think
How
it was
did
one.
he have all these
Okay.
guns?
Yes.
And
Insane.
what were you doing with the
He must have had
gun safe
tactical
bag?
vest and shit like the Virginia Tech
Okay.
guy.
And you're
Maybe it, yeah.
okay, you're walking with it, and you have the backpack kind of on one side, and then what happened?
I went through the gates. I looked at the guy who was watching me.
Oh, there was a guy watching you?
Yeah.
Was it that
Yeah, I
guy?
saw him radio and I said, oh shit, I'm screwed. So I just ran to the building. And I told the kid to get out of here. I don't remember what I exactly said, but I said
Okay.
something.
Was the guy that you saw radioing and you said, oh shit, I'm screwed. Was it remember we were talking about some other security guy? Was that that same guy? No, totally different one?
Totally different.
And so what did you think when you saw him talking on the radio? What do you think that was about?
I thought he was gonna, I think he called Scott Peterson.
Okay. And what would that mean if he did?
Scott Peterson was coming
Okay, and what would that mean for your plan that day?
to shoot.
To shoot.
Um,
Jesus Christ.
so how did you get to McDonald's?
I walked.
Is it a long ways?
Yeah.
From the Walmart? About how long do you think?
So from the school to the Walmart is about 400,000 yards.
And then how far is it
And
from
then you go left down the road,
uh-huh,
probably another 600 yards.
600 yards to the McDonald's? And did you get anything to eat at the McDonald's?
I thought about it.
And do you know if you got anything?
A burger before
Are
you
you
murder.
hungry? This
A
slushy
burger before you
probably
murder.
wasn't enough, and
He didn't do it.
what happened at the McDonald's?
Not even a quarter pounder. I couldn't resist.
Talked to this
I
kid.
got
Told
quarter
me
pounder.
his sister was. had
Maybe he
some
didn't have the
stuff.
money.
Okay, and did you have any conversation about, like, did he ask you who are you, or did he ask you anything about?
Yeah, I asked him if I could have a lift. I needed to go to work or something like that, and he said he couldn't do it. He had a soccer game with his sister.
If
And
he,
the sad story is his sister died in the building.
Holy shit.
okay, do you know his first name or
No,
anything?
and
His sister died in the building.
Now, you've told me some different examples of things you've done to animals, different animals. When was the very first time you can remember ever doing something that people might look at and say that's not very friendly to an animal? How young were you?
I broke a lizard's back with a rock.
And how old were you?
3.
Okay. And how come you did? What do you remember about doing that?
Something me and my brother did. We went around killing lizards.
Okay. So
Sometimes I skin them alive. Sometimes I set them on fire.
Okay, the lizards. When did you start skinning lizards alive?
Janice, I need to put you in Rev's prayers to test. People say when you pray for them, their prayers are answered. Can you pray, I find a nice apartment that's affordable?
Absolutely.
Yeah. You want to pray?
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. Father, in the name of Jesus, I ask that Janice find a really wonderful place to stay. Like, her dreams come true, you know. She's got that granite countertop with, like, the farmer sink deal. So that's what we're asking for, Lord. I think you could do that. So I pray that. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Yeah.
It will be done. Thank you, Jesus.
Yeah, that's it.
I just taped him to the
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
table, and I took a knife and I just scraped it. So you're just gonna
How old were you the
Healthy
first time you
piggy.
did that, do you think?
Yes, Jesus will take care of your
Okay.
piggy.
Yes.
And then,
And the
what
chicken
about setting them on
babies.
fire? How would you
Yes.
do
take a lighter and burn it slowly.
that? How would they react?
Please,
Burn it
please.
slowly.
Are they running
Wait.
silly? Are they making
Do
you
this
move
right.
understand?
Okay.
I'm getting distracted by his voice. Dear Jesus, please let her piggies and chickens be wonderful and healthy and live a wonderful, prosperous life. In your name, Jesus Christ, I pray. Amen.
Amen, yeah.
Yeah.
Healthy babies.
Yeah.
You have healthy babies.
All right, Janice.
And they're going to come up to you and give you love like they do in Stardew. They're like, give me love.
Exactly.
And then you touch them and give them love. And they go, thank you.
Exactly.
And the kikas. I love Stardew,
They
actually.
start curling up.
Okay.
Just fall over.
Pretty adult, though.
Right?
So that's it. 3, 4. Okay. Tell me what happened next. What?
Dr. Scott asks Cruz if there were any incidents during his childhood where he harmed animals. This type of abuse is often found in those with antisocial disorders
Yeah.
and often escalates into violence against people.
What's the next progression of that?
It's a big red flag when you see that.
It really is.
Me and my buddy Bill murdered
Bird
a
eggs?
frog
What'd you do
once.
with bird eggs?
Oh, no.
Yeah, that's the truth.
I'm sorry.
It was a bullfrog, and we didn't really think it had anywhere really to go. There's no water near. So it was just a case of let's see what happens when we take 2 bricks and fucking just pop. And just exploded them. But it was only once. That's it.
Oh my God, you exploded a frog?
Yeah, and his heart flew out the side of his fucking mouth. And it splattered on a rock. We're like, holy shit, that's his fucking heart. And it beat it for like a little bit and then died. Nuts. Yeah. Just once, though. That's it. A fucking tortoise, froggy.
Do you feel bad about it?
I would not do it today. Yeah, it is sick. We were, I don't know, we were like 13, I think. 12 or 13. We should have known better.
It only takes once, Rev. Frog killer.
Yeah, that happened. I feel horrible. I would not do it again. And I would not tell people to do it. So, I've repented of the frog murder. That was a murder. It was.
My God.
That was a murder. It was. Yeah, it was in the back of Bill's yard.
That poor frog, Jason.
I feel horrible. We exploded him.
Case solved on Kermit's death.
Yeah. Yeah. That's accurate.
Rep frog. Unless you didn't go to a bigger animal than a frog after you learned.
No,
one.
that was it. Nothing ever happened. We never mutilated anything ever after that.
Oh my God.
That was it. And then what became the next fun thing we did is that he had a clubhouse in the back that was like all plank wood. And we started throwing fucking pears in the window. And
Oh
like,
no.
how fucking could you get it perfect right, splatter it in the back of the fucking wall, right through that window? That was it. If you could do that, you were the fucking boss, man. That was it. Fun shit. It's just boy shit.
It is boy shit.
Jumping off his balcony and shit. That's it. It's it. Yeah, Bill's house was awesome.
Yeah, Rev did kill Kermit.
Sorry about it. Jesus Christ. I mean, it was a random frog. Can we? Why do we have to say it's Kermit? I would not murder Kermit.
Boys will be boys.
Yeah. I don't know.
I'm so sorry, Mountain Mama. He's in pond heaven now. That's right, Monkey Toast. Sicko.
You just there was no pain involved. There was not torture.
This is gonna be the biggest controversy. This is the new drama. Is Rev killed
Well,
a frog?
but I confessed to myself here. It's not like somebody's bringing tea or anything like Fat Yoshi bringing tea or anything.
Someone called PETA. Why, Rev? Why, Rev?
Because I was young and stupid to do it. Just exploded him. So there was no torture.
That's so awful.
We didn't torture it. We put him on one brick and then another brick above him and exploded him. He just exploded. So there was no pain. We didn't torture the being, okay? He exploded. We should have actually done that. Like, why couldn't we gather up the corpse?
Jesus Christ!
And fry it up in a pan. The kitchen was right there, literally.
Oh my God!
So we're gonna scrape this shit up. There'd be gravel on them. Though.
You're a murderer.
I didn't know it was gonna be that big of a deal. That's literally my only story of fucking like mutilation of anything though.
Or cook it and feed it to the doggies. There's that too.
Gina. Bill's dog Gina. She would have ate it probably.
Probably.
She was cool. No, I'm sure I haven't. I would tell you if there was a pattern of behavior. I would tell you, yeah, like I might be fucked up because I've done stuff like that. No, it was just the frog. That's it.
Jeez.
Nothing more.
I took him out of the nest and
Oh,
I
cool.
threw him against the wall.
How come?
Because I was bored. I wasn't living out of the house.
Okay, what did you think was going to happen to the egg if you did that?
Crack.
Okay, and how old were you with that?
7.
Okay, and then what else? What happened next?
Let's see.
You did crack at 7? What?
Let's see.
Well, no wonder he's whack. Crack is whack.
Spiders on fire.
Okay, how old were you with that?
Those banana spiders, those big ones.
Are those really big?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they're fucking huge.
Like a what?
With a spray can.
A spray can. What kind of books are you reading now?
I have a book of maps. I'm trying to figure out what's happening in Ukraine. They're attacking on Fort Size, the Russians.
Yeah.
What?
Russians?
He's talking about Ukraine. This is recent.
Oh, he's talking about Ukraine. Okay. This is nuts. This guy is very, very bizarre.
I've burnt a hornet's nest before, I'll say that.
They sting, man.
They're evil.
They're predatory.
And there was this big giant spider in it that they killed, and their larvae were growing in it. It was gross.
Nuts, bro.
And so it sounds like you're able to get some news while you're in here.
Terrible news.
Yeah, and so you have a map and you're...
Frog Lives Matter. That's right.
About...
There's a
They're getting
t-shirt.
close to the capital of Ukraine, Kishua.
Yeah, tell me what you've learned.
And it's
on the
just a
news
dead
about what's
frog
happening
with
So far, I
X's
heard
over
that,
his eyes.
And a
order
heart.
a missile strike
Yeah.
near the capital.
A little
Okay.
heart.
Killed 10 people.
Okay, anything else you learned?
I learned that UN and all the other countries are afraid that if they push Putin in the back corner, he might release nuclear weapons.
Okay. And
I'd
what
listen to
you
him
learned
over
about
that
the
shit.
history and,
I agree with him.
This map book.
Actually, know a lot about him, actually. He did judo. He had trouble in school.
This is Pip we're talking about?
Yeah, he actually told the newscast that he couldn't go into the KGB. They had to find him. He couldn't find them. Like, he had to go through this whole process in order to go there.
Yeah, how'd you learn all this?
They had a book on a book card about him.
Oh, okay. On the book card here?
Yeah, his father served in World War II. Before that, he had a grandfather who served in World War I. Or a godfather, I don't know, I can't remember. His mother,
Ew! Oh my God! I'm so sorry. Gymnastic. That's so gross. Ah. Oh.
got captured. He managed to escape and make it back to the borderline with Russia, but Stalin ordered him to go back to the front line, so that's what he did. He got injured, and then he worked on the farm for the rest of his life until his mother gave birth to him. He has 2 daughters. He got married, I think it's 1969.
This is Putin we're talking about?
I love you, buddy.
I love you.
He had a tough life.
Okay.
Yeah, his first wife, he wanted to get married at a young age, but he didn't. He kind of regretted it, but tries not to think about it. He didn't really talk about it too much, his relationship, but he had a hard life.
I love you.
When the
Maybe.
USSR was falling, he was in East Germany. He was behind paperwork, back work as a KGB agent. He was pretty much getting information from back from the States and Russia, USSR. But no one was really following any orders by the time
Back in the USSR.
the what was happening. Actually, where he was working, all the mobs from East Germany went into the building, trying to figure out who was KGB or not.
Okay.
And he managed to escape, managed to get some guards, and he went back to Russia, where he worked his way up to becoming president of Russia.
Okay. And from your reading and knowledge, how do you think things are going to turn out?
I'm hoping maybe he does the right decision and calls for a ceasefire, and that he apologizes to the Ukrainian government and offers them assistance in rebuilding the country.
He doesn't.
It's probably his best option.
Okay. What,
He doesn't.
from what you read about him, what do you think the likelihood is he'll take that option?
I think he'll figure something out.
Okay.
That's just me and my personal opinion. He might cause for a ceasefire.
Okay.
I hope so. That's what I'm hoping. Maybe within a year or so. I don't think he's going to capture it by the end of the week. Ukraine? No, I don't think he is. Yep. Figured out a way how to steal.
Okay.
I didn't want to steal too much because I didn't want to get arrested or go on a blacklist.
Okay.
So usually what I stole was candy, food, magazines, movies, video game controllers.
Okay. Did you ever take any of those things before you were age 15?
I tried to.
Okay. Tell me what anything you took before
Ah.
you stole, shoplifted before 15.
Movies.
What kind of movies would you
I
steal?
don't have anything on my Amazon wish list. Sorry.
Cruz is able to absorb and retain information quickly and seems to fixate on certain subjects. His history of stealing unnecessary items could be another one of his bids for attention. Or it could be another symptom of mental illness, where the person engages in risky behaviors.
Wow.
What a nut.
That was really interesting.
What a nut. Alright. This is what they're talking about. This is the next one that they asked. This chick, she like faked her kidnapping apparently.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
In the year 2016, a phone call was made by Keith Papini. His wife, Sherry, had gone for a run, but had never returned.
I don't know. Love girls. I don't know if it's real or not. So, we'll find out.
Yeah, I hope so. We'll just see.
Keith had found her headphones attached to her phone, and there were strands of hair hanging from it.
So I just got home from work, and my wife wasn't there, which is unusual. I found her phone, and it's got like hair ripped out of it, like in the headphones. So I'm like totally freaking out, thinking like somebody like grabbed her.
The police would begin their investigation into Sherry's disappearance.
Sherry
But they
Papini.
would come up empty-handed. Thousands of dollars and hundreds of hours would be spent searching for Sherry, but still she
The
remained
hell's with the
missing.
audio?
22 days later, highway patrol officers would find Sherry by the side of the road. Her body
Oh,
was
this
covered
isn't
in
the actual
injuries, and her
channel.
hands were tied together. Sherry would be rushed to the hospital, where she would tell the police what had
We want this on the actual channel.
It would take almost a year to get the full story, but they would come up.
No, my audio's fucking up
I just
again.
got home from work, and
Oh, really?
The fuck is with my audio?
That's being fucking weird, dude.
my wife wasn't there, which is unusual. I found her phone.
That anyone would believe that the horror.
He seems scared.
Man, this is weird, isn't it?
Now it's back.
So I just got home.
Okay.
Back in the year
That's
2016,
weird as
a
shit.
phone call was made by Keith Papini. His wife,
Hi,
Sherry,
Two Dead
had gone
Dogs
for a run,
Gaming.
but had never returned. Keith had found her headphones attached to her phone, and there were strands of hair hanging from it.
So I just got home from work, and my wife wasn't there, which is unusual. I found her phone, and it's got like hair ripped out of it, like in the headphones. So
So I'm like totally freaking out, thinking like somebody like, let's just grab her.
The police would begin their investigation into Sherry's disappearance.
Mystery Science Theater 3000.
Thousands of dollars and hundreds of
Tom
hours.
Servo and Crow.
And then it switches when I'm there.
She remained missing.
What the hell?
22 days later, highway patrol officers would find Sherry by the side of the road.
Okay.
Her
Weird.
body was covered in injuries.
That is
and her
weird.
hands were tied together. Sherry would be rushed to the hospital, where she would tell the police what had happened.
CIA.
It would take almost a year to get the full story.
Maybe.
That story was full of inconsistencies. According to Sherry, she had been taken by two women who wore bandanas to cover their faces. When she was initially taken, Sherry claimed...
Is
she
it
was
the audio on the video?
I don't think so.
The police found this very odd, because most people in her situation would be scared and alert, as they tried to figure out how to get out of the situation they were in. What was also strange was the fact that no demands for ransom had been made.
Well, let's see this.
Most people that are interrogated by the police...
No, it's my computer.
Man, what is happening with that?
I do not know. I think I might have to restart
Maybe.
the computer. I mean, they can hear us fine. I haven't had much cheese lately, no, actually. I haven't.
You restart the computer and come back?
Yeah. We're gonna restart the computer and we'll come back, guys. We'll see you in a minute.
Nuts.